Hi there, I am El Ghazi Sufyan, Microsoft Certified Data Engineer and Power BI Specialist. In this video, we are going to talk about filter context in Power BI. Whether you are just starting out or looking to sharpen your skills, this video will help you get one step closer to mastering Power BI. Let's get started.
So let's start with the most important concept of in DAX, which is the filter context. So if you ever wondered why your measures behave differently in different visuals, or why filters affect some calculations but not others, so this video is for you. So to understand the filter context, in Power BI, whenever we place a field, a visual, like a table, a chart, anything, Power BI automatically applies filters to the data behind the scenes. This behavior is known as the filter context. So the filter context is a set of filters applied to a calculation based on the visual or slicers or the report page selections. So in order to understand it very well, so in this example, for example, I have uh, this table that contains the brand name, the year, and the total, and a slicer of country, as is shown here in Power BI. So the image is taken from here. Okay, so now here, in order to understand the filter context, so for this brand name, Power BI has like in a format of table, the value of the brand here. For example, for this line in here, the value is the Cable Pro, so it's put in here in the filter. And for the year we have 2023, and for the country that applies in this slicer, we have also the value that's taken. For this example, we have these two values here, blank and the USA. So this is the filter context. So it's like in the format of a table. And for example, if we go in here and we have added another filter in Power BI. So for example, if we went and we added a condition in the filter on profit, where the profit is greater than or equal to 10. So how this is getting integrated to the filter context. So we have the brand name in here as before, the same for the year, and here for the country. So here we will be adding a new table that contains only the values of profits that are greater than 100. So we will be having like a table in here with one column, and each time Power BI tries to calculate this calculation here, the sum, it will try to put all these filters into consideration. So now let's do in order to understand the utility of the filter context, let's try to, for example, let's suppose that I have in a calculation where I want to calculate, for example, only for a value that contains, for example, a percentage or something, for example, of the total of the USA divided by the total of all the countries. So for the denominator, where we'll be asking to calculate the total revenue of all the countries, it would be hard to calculate it, because when the user selects the USA, the filter will be containing the value only of USA for country in here. So how can we do that? So in order to calculate the total of all the countries, so here in Power BI, we'll be, for example, creating a function in here, and let's call it total revenue of all countries. So it would be the value of total revenue, and if we did multiplied by the total revenue, it would be hard to specify that we want to calculate this one applying the filter on the country in this one, and without applying the filter. So in here, here comes the function calculate. So the calculate give us the ability to even modify or update the filter context. So by here specifying that we want the total revenue. So for example, this value is the denominator of our case, in our case in here. So here we'll be specifying a function called remove filters, and we will be given the country that we have from got from the city. So what this function will do, so it will come to here to let me explain in here. So it will come to this filter context. It will uh, eliminate this filter in here. So we'll be having only the brand and the year. So it will be remove this filter from the filter context. So when we calculating the total in here, it won't take this filter by consideration, even though if we select, for example, the USA or whatever. So this is from one side. There is also another case. If, for example, I have in here the value of the USA, and I wanted, if I, for example, came in here and instead of remove filters, I have added a filter. For example, let's try to give it a value. For example, let's say blank, or maybe let's say USA. Okay, USA. So in here, what will be happen if I choose the blank? Okay, should just change the. So here, if we choose blank, nothing will be changing. Why is that? Because in Power BI, when you have a filter, for example, in this case of the country, we have the country filter, and when you add explicitly a filter, Power BI won't create another table for the same filter. For example, if we selected the blank, if we had in the first place the blank, so Power BI will have a filter value named country, and it will be containing the blank value. So if I added explicitly the value of USA, so Power BI will create another filter of the same column in here, country, and it will contain the value USA, but Power BI won't keep them both, so it will remove the previous value, so we'll be having only the USA. So it's like we have override the previous value in the filter context, and we added one explicitly. So this is how the filter context works in Power BI, and this is an important feature in order to understand what's happening when you use especially the function calculates in your DAX queries.
If you found this video helpful, feel free to subscribe, like, and share it with others. And if you are looking for a complete structured course on Power BI from beginner to advanced, I have got a full course available on Udemy. Feel free to join me there and take your Power BI skills to the next level.